This is one of the best portfolios I think I've ever reviewed.
But overall, really beautiful drawings. These are stunning. David, beautiful work. This is lovely. And this is also pretty nice.
Guys, look at this drawing. I mean, incredible work, truly. So I have a treat for you guys. This is probably the best portfolio I've reviewed on the channel. I have not only one, but two portfolios to review today by one of my peers, actually. His name is David. We go to Penn together. The stuff he produces now as a third-year STEM Arch candidate at UPenn is quite literally insane. He's incredibly knowledgeable about architecture, that's for sure. And today we are going to be kind of dissecting two portfolio versions and kind of seeing what works and what doesn't work. And I will link his Instagram down below and LinkedIn too. All right, so to start, we are going to review his 2020 portfolio. So starting off, cover image is super compelling. I'm like super drawn to this. It's rather organic. So he totally killed the cover. There's a good balance between white and black. Image, no image. The white space hosts the text. I don't necessarily know if he needed the period there. Typically when you open a book, there wouldn't be this kind of information. I think I would just let the spread be a spread. Most times you will see Roman numerals in the preliminary parts of a book, so that's another option he could pursue. I like the taste of a drawing that he introduces. Love this. I love this. I think this is rather beautiful. Kind of gives a sense of professionalism and legitimacy to his portfolio. It's totally not necessary to integrate if you have a page limit, for instance, if you're applying to an architecture firm. Table of contents is super clean. You can see that he kind of integrates basic standard texting strategies. What do I mean by that? I mean that he is able to use the same font and only italicize the second, indicate that it's a secondary kind of information. This is bolded, while the one below is just italicized, but it kind of gives you a sense of hierarchy. Now, just looking right off the bat, it's 82 pages long. I would say that is probably a little bit too long for a portfolio, but let's just walk through the portfolio and see how it all flows together. So in terms of text, in terms of your notes section, your notes on your portfolio, don't indent. Anytime you really read a book, like a nice, well-designed book, they very rarely indent. Another thing that I don't really do in portfolios is justify it. Now, this is really personal preference. I got this tip many moons ago from two separate professors who are masters in graphic design. And basically their argument with justified text is that it really does like create rivers of space because it's trying to stretch the text evenly all the way through, therefore creating like these really awkward back gaps. This one, I don't really see too many awkward gaps, so maybe it's fine, but I also just kind of liked the jagged edge. I thought it gave it more personality. Looking at project one, it's rather beautiful. I think right off the bat, I see that there's two different colors. I think having a little project notes is awesome. It kind of tells me as a viewer, if I'm flipping through really quickly, what this is. Project length is also kind of important. If you don't have collaborators, I would just delete that sentence, even if you have collaborators later in your project. And I just don't like the indentation. West Philadelphia would be capitalized. Well, technically it's a subtitle, so I would actually capitalize the C's. But overall, really beautiful drawings. These are stunning. David, beautiful work. As a viewer, you try to make visual connections. So I'm going to assume that this is this right here. When you are producing a portfolio, you always want to ask your friends and your mom to see if they can make these visual connections. And if David's viewing this on YouTube and he's like, oh, Natalie, actually that's wrong, then he should change the spread. Really great graphics. Brian's really known for his graphics. This kind of boundary is a little weird to me. You added a bounding box here. I wonder if re-render this and make it a little bit bigger to fit the boundary. But overall, the spread's really nice. This is lovely. And this is also pretty nice. So at the end here, he added all of his captions. If I'm viewing a portfolio, I would never go back to a previous page, or if I do, I'm kind of pained by it. You could use captions as a visual tool to even add more information and layer information on your text. So I think it's kind of a shame that the captions aren't integrated with the images. For somebody who's just trying to understand what he's showing, it might be more painful, go back and forth between caption and image.
I will also say is that this is a lot. Truly, all of his drawings are so beautifully done. All right, project 2 called Phase Shifts. So once again, there's no teaching assistant, so I would just get rid of that. Beautiful drawing. I would do title case for this. Overall, very nice. Just looking at this spread though too, it kind of made me realize how much I kind of wish that these were moved. When you have a spread like a book spread, it will typically only have like the title of the author, the title of the book, and then page numbers here and here. So it's more simple. These extra 2 guys just here kind of make it a little bit busier. So I kind of wish they were gone. Overall, like these comments are pretty light, but overall very nice.
I was in David's studio for this project. Seen him work really hard on this one. You guys already know the drill. No tab, title case for this. Beautiful drawing, no tab again. Beautiful drawing, beautiful work. Guys, look at this drawing. I mean, incredible work, truly. All right, and then just having a wide variety of zoom in parts and zoomed out parts of your project really makes your portfolio so much stronger. So for instance, he had an overall section here, but he really like zooms in and really details out these parts and does call outs as well. I think a big mistake students make is that we assume that everyone knows parts of your project without doing the proper call outs or annotations. So it's just really important and awesome to see that he went the extra mile to annotate where everything is and what everything is and how it all works together. So part of me wonders why this one isn't like a full one. Same as before, there's a lot of spreads here. Wonderful model. David could work on condensing these a little bit more, but fantastic work.
David also wanted me to highlight that a lot of his work is not done exclusively by himself, and he really wanted to thank his collaborators and project partners throughout his portfolio. So I think this is a great point for all students to just really understand that a lot of the work that you do is not exclusively your own, and that partner projects should be credited properly in your portfolio.
Oh, and we're still going. Okay, yeah, fantastic work. I really like this drawing. I don't remember seeing this in your final.
All right, jumbled synergies. You guys already know what I'm gonna say over here. Everything actually looks like it's capitalized correctly, so I'm gonna get rid of that. If it's not there, ignore it. This was a architecture competition that he actually won. First prize. So congratulations, David and Kyle. So yeah, this was really cool to see. I think you have stronger drawings, so I wouldn't include that, but like be critical, you know what I mean? Definitely be critical. This is wonderful. I love this. And so is this. This is wonderful too. I kind of wish that this one was bigger just because it kind of illustrates that you can draw drawing, or you can draw these 2D CAD drawings so well. In terms of software, I don't think you really need it. I don't think you need this either. You already know what I'm gonna say. I kind of wish these were bigger. Kind of wish this was bigger too. Wonderful. Also wonderful. I have like no comments, David. This is one of the best portfolios I think I've ever reviewed. David is one of the hardest workers that I know. He's always in Meyerson. He's always busting his ass. His growth in grad school has been exponential, and I think it's because he put in the time, he put in the effort, and he cared so much about improving his skills, and he did. Just like about the colors, you know, just always test that in your exports. This is nice. I think this background's a little too blurred. Explorations. I don't know what this is. I kind of, or these all independent projects. I'm not quite sure. In terms of explorations, maybe just having a blurb like independent project, blah, 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 whatever might be helpful. I remember this. This is also great from Carol's. Very cool. I know how he did these. I'm not going to tell. Thank you for your consideration. That's always the point of debate. Like, do you include your resume in your portfolio? Do you say thank you at the end of your portfolio? I don't necessarily think you need to say thank you at the end of your portfolio or include your resume. David didn't include his resume, which I think was a good tactic. Wasn't that amazing? That was so good. And this was the old portfolio. So now I am going to review his new portfolio rather quickly and just talk through it. So first things first, I liked your cover from your old portfolio better than this one, but I like how you integrated the text more on this portfolio. Very nice.
Okay, take everything I said earlier, like 5 seconds earlier, and throw it in the garbage, okay? Okay, so he's gonna customize this actually. He like included, you know, a mock cover letter here. This portfolio probably serves the purpose of job applications. Anytime I've been applying for jobs though, I typically divide up my files because I know sometimes people don't even want to look at the portfolio without consulting your resume first. Okay, so he changed the text up a little bit. I love that it's no longer indented. Nice job. Okay, there's no page numbers either. So maybe integrating that back. Okay, and basically it looks like he kind of flipped the script a little bit. Just pay attention to your title cases. Once again, delete things if it's NA. I don't care to see it. This is still indented, so pick a side. Now, I remember what David did when he talked to me was that he wanted this to read more like a gallery with this very thin outline on everything, kind of showing where the margins are for everything. Just being a graphic-oriented person, in moments like this, I don't like the outline. I think it's partly because like there is a natural boundary here to where you ended your render. You're doing this matte kind of gesture, but anytime you matte an image or a piece of art, there's still always going to be this like offset of material. So it's like a square and a square, and we just don't see that here. That's a point of growth for this portfolio.
And now we are on his next project, Phase Shifts. So once again, I see this like really awkward spacing with the second paragraph, and I'm starting to wonder if it's intentional or not. And I don't know, I don't really know if I like this spacing. It's up for debate, honestly. And maybe we can start a comment question down below. But I just think honestly to fix it, to make it feel more like a matte work of art, is that all you need to do is add a very thin line, and then it seems more intentional versus like there's all this like awkward space here. Then the question becomes, do you personally frame each image? And I think you can. I think when you have like a very awkwardly shaped kind of subject, then this becomes a little bit more awkward. So therefore, I think I'm leaning more in favor of your first portfolio. So yeah, but drawings, David, are so beautiful, so visually stunning. And like this model photo, your partner George worked incredibly hard on, and I think it's so admirable how much time you guys spent performing in this studio, as I know it was a difficult one for a lot of us to get through. Yeah, and then this was your competition, and actually David mentioned that he used AI to the competition's advantage. The whole architecture community is going to see this new wave of how we approach architectural design, and it's rather exciting to see. So using programs like Midjourney and other image generation tools, think about the concept and then how do we actually translate an image into a 3D model and drawing. But I think that this is such beautiful work. So, but yes, the same comment in terms of like the portfolio length always comes to mind, where all these projects seem rather long. So I think in my portfolio, for instance, my maximum is 4 spreads, but the average is 3 spreads long. So just trying to edit some stuff out might be nice. Our visual studies professor always told us this at Penn, but sometimes you can make your drawings smaller, and because there's so much hidden details there, and then when you open it and it's so detailed, it's rather beautiful, and you're almost encouraged to like look at it longer versus like a very big spread. So just another tactic to keep in mind. Once again, just really beautiful work. And no thank you this time. No thank you at the end of your portfolio. Overall, David, really wonderful work. It was truly a pleasure to review your portfolio. Once again, guys, I will link his Instagram in the description below. If you have any questions for him, I can reach out to him, and maybe we could do a collaboration in the near future to talk about his architectural design projects. Just let me know down below in the comments what portfolio you guys liked more. Was it the first one or the second one I reviewed? That is it for today's video, and I will see you guys next time. Love you guys.